republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Todd, will you please give the invocation?
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, please bless this food that we're about to receive, and may it nourish our bodies and nourish our souls so that we may do your work. Please bless these people and bless the Rotary Club, for we're trying to do what you tell us to do through your word, which is to serve people through courage and charity. So bless everybody and give us the strength to do the right thing. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Todd. Welcome to Livingston Sunrise Rotary Club. My name is Jamie Nicholson, and we have some visiting Rotarians here. If you are a visiting Rotarian, will you please stand up? It's Heather. We love Heather's rhubarb muffins, right? Heather is from our Howell Rotary Club. And we have other guests too. So if you are a guest, please stand up. Joel is one, and Dave is one. And I know Rodney is here and other guests. Okay, so I'm going to come over to you and give you the microphone. You can tell us your name and one nice thing about yourself.
Joel, and I like to ride bikes.
You're a guest, sir. Would you please stand up?
I'm Scott, and I'm at First United Methodist Church, and I like to run.
Thank you, Scott. Rodney?
I'm Rodney Beckwith, retired from Ford Engineering, and do a lot of activity in scouting and with our academy.
Thank you, Rodney. Dave?
I'm Dave. And what was the instruction?
One nice thing about yourself.
Wow. I'm a nice guy.
I bet you are.
And he's my dad, so I'm glad he's here. And maybe we also need to say who you came with, I suppose. So Joel, I invited Joel. Who invited Rodney? Todd. And who invited Scott? Todd. And who are you?
I'm Zach. I was invited by Abby, and able to work closely with Todd for Bendix Academy. So that's a nice thing.
That is a nice thing. Todd. No, wait, who are you? Zach. Todd. Thank you. Thank you, Zach. All right, and Abby is here. You're a guest? Oh, no, you're not. You're in our club. And oh my gosh, in person, live in person, we have Abby. Okay. Any other guests? All righty, thank you. And how about a big round of applause for all of our guests today? Yeah, Jake, can you just stand up for a second? Jake Larioza. Well, like Abby, we just don't see him that much. And so it's nice to see you here. He's in our Rotaract with Carly. That's kind of in Rotary now, and it's growing. We're excited about Rotaract. Okay. Next, we have our announcements. So John Scotta is not here today, and he asked me to talk about the Fantasy of Lights Parade. So Roger, will you please hold up the sign back there that says parade? Yep. So some of you know that the tables you're sitting at have posters with words, and I had asked if that word somehow connected with you, please sit at that table. For the parade, if you are interested in helping with the parade, Fantasy of Lights is at night. And so our float will need lights on it and fun things, and someone to fill out the form for registration for the parade. Either go to that table at some point today, or we can start passing these sign-up sheets around after you sign up on your respective sheet. Any questions about the service project for the parade? Okay. Another service project for the, did someone have a question? Just raise your hand if you do. Oh, yes. Thank you, Janine.
What is the date?
The date of the parade. Roger, will you please tell me the date on that? November 20. the day after Thanksgiving, November 26th. Thank you for asking, Janine.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, another service project is, and you'll get an email on this today, is with the dance project, which has a dance a week from today at the Lazy J in Milford. There are posters on your tables. And if you have a business or will go to a business and put up the poster to promote the dance project, which is a nonprofit for teenagers, then the information is at your table. If you want to sign up to help out with the dance, who has the, oh, right here. Penny, will you hold up the dance poster, please? There is a sign up sheet at Penny's table to sign up to help out at the dance. And you'll get an email today. Any questions about the dance? All righty. Other service projects going on. Terry DeFina, would you like to say anything about Christmas in April or what? July, sorry.
Okay, I am still collecting gift cards, cash, and clothing for kids through next week, although I will not be here next week. So please see Sally, even though she didn't know I was volunteering her. We are still collecting. It's all for Love Inc. and it's for Christmas in July. They need help doing stuff for the youth. So bring your stuff next week.
Thank you, Terry. I was thinking of Bobby Terry, and now we have Terry DeFina, and they're all in the same group. So I had to think for a second. And then Bobby Terry's been helping and Candy with Meals on Wheels. So that's a way that you can serve. And John does like the email. So you'll get emails from John, right? I think about the garden. Did you have anything you wanted to say about the garden, Jim? Yes, okay. Jim Waters, will you please stand up?
Thank you. Not so much the garden, but next week, the pantry is going to be, thank you. The pantry is going to be restocking their shelves. That's over on Sterling Road. As a result, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, if you can make it after 2 o'clock, give an hour, give 2 hours, whatever the case might be, and help them stock the shelves. I probably will be there all 3 days. At least that's my plan. So as far as the garden goes, it's outstanding. Marcy and I have already taken probably 100 pounds worth of zucchini and a few other things out of it. So as a result, that's really going great. And well, yeah, you can come out every Saturday if you wish, whatever your time permits. But Stephanie Nerby is the person that's running that garden this year, and she's doing an outstanding job. Thanks.
Thank you, Jim. And I'm very excited to announce that Mary St. Pierre is going to be helping us with our Gleaners connection, so that we'll have people at Gleaners on a regular basis helping out with the food pantry there. So thank you, Mary, for stepping up to do that. Team Rotary, go.
Hey, Joel, can you stand up and talk about bicycling? What's going on?
Well, there's an event coming up in October. It's kind of far away, I guess, but you should still know about it because it's a cool event. It's called the Tour to Livingston. I'm sure a lot of you know about it, but yeah, it's a fundraiser for the Livingston County United Way, and you can ride anything between 5 and 100 miles. October 10th. You can learn more at tourtolivingston.org.
Besides that, we still walk or run on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. or 4:45. We moved it up to 4:45 because there's a few people that have other engagements at 6 p.m. So we are accommodative. We accommodate people. So, so 4:45, our library. Be there. You know, it's a casual walk. Walking in the rain is a lot of fun, by the way.
Thank you, Ramesh. Ramesh says Team Rotary, and what do you say?
Oh,
Okay. One other thing that we are working on in the club is our focus on literacy. And another piece of good news for you is our member, our dear member, Lorna, it has agreed to be the team leader for our focus on literacy. And whatever that means for us, I know we've had a strong movement for literacy in the past. She wants to work with a few other people. So if that's you and you want to help with our literacy movement in Livingston Sunrise Rotary Club, I saw Janet waving her hand. If you want to wave your hand right now so Lorna can see you, Sally's waving her hand, Patty and Luann. Take note, please, Lorna. And hold on, microphone for you.
If you could just please stop and see me after the meeting today, and I'll get your information and we'll set some time to meet and so forth. So thank you very much.
Applause for Lorna. Robert Johnson. Johnson, not Johnston, because we have okay, here.
So I got the 30 seconds this week to talk about membership. So that is one of the big pushes for Rotary International this year, is everybody bring one this year. So we just want to do a quick 30 seconds on, if you didn't know, if you had someone that you wanted to invite to Rotary, how to do that. So real quick, if you have someone you want to know, please download the new application form that is on Club Runner. It is updated with the new information, as much as I'm sure Diane still loves receiving everybody's emails about new membership. She is forwarding them to me. So, but please get the new membership application off of Club Runner, download it, fill out the information and send it off to me, and we'll get the process going. 30 seconds.
Nicely done. Because I do look at my watch all the time. And next we have our reminder, meet the governor, July 22nd. You have a few days left to register for that very big event at Camp Talahi. And by the way, in case you didn't know, our club is the honorary sponsoring club for that event. So we need a lot of people from our club to represent. Brenda Tipton is the incoming, she's the governor for our district. So let's go celebrate with her. You know Brenda, it's gonna be crazy fun. So please register on Rotary6380.org for that event. Okay, give me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you. All right, and my last announcement is that after the meeting, if you are available to help us clean up with all these banners, and by the way, it's a really good arm workout, right? Have you done it before? Yes, okay. I have, Sally has. We're missing a banner, Sally says. So the home, oh, so we need a little banner to put on our big banner. Is that what you're saying? Okay, well, this is business we'll have to take care of afterward. Thank you. And are there any other announcements before I hand the microphone over to our fine sheriff for the day? Okay, and he will be assisted by our own very own judge, Dan Bain, so that when Mike comes over to you, the microphone is being properly used so that we can hear you and him.
Mike. This is my Deputy Dan. I'm the new fine sheriff of town. Now, I do not believe in fines. I believe in happy dollars. However, if you know that you have done something that is contrary to the rules of Rotary, you need to fine yourself. I will not fine you unless I find it humorous. So Dan, Deputy Dan, keep up. I got one leg here. I got one leg. All right. These are going to be happy dollars. How about you, Donna? Stand up.
Thank you. I am. Hey, so mine is, I don't really want to announce a happy dollar. I want to ask you, how many of you went to President's Night?
I did.
Okay, really quickly, just shout it out. What things did you like about that venue? And well, the whole experience, because we're going to be planning next time. Everything.
It was cool.
Cool because of the place.
No, the weather.
The weather. We can't do anything about that. Nothing specific. Just everybody liked everything. Well, the place. Okay. Okay.
Your
All right.
time is up.
My time is up.
All right, now let's go over here to a former past president here, Jim Gilmore. What you doing?
Well, I've got a volunteer opportunity. Next Friday, we're having a Victors for Veterans celebration picnic over right behind Vina in Brighton. And anybody who'd like to volunteer for that, I could use a few volunteers, 1 to 4 in the afternoon. You can help haul some tables and chairs over from the Methodist Church, help some veterans to their seats and maybe get them some lunch. We're gonna have a short program just to celebrate the veterans, the program, University of Michigan Dental School, and the funders that have made that possible. So if you can do that, just drop me an email or grab me before you leave today, and I'll get you signed up.
How about you, Mr. Johnson?
It's Friday.
Happy Friday. How about you, ma'am? What do you have going on?
Happy Friday.
All right. Somebody put $1 in for her. She's a little short.
So I do find myself, but I did give, he has lots of money for change for last week. My big happy buck is I am going to Utah today. My daughter graduated from Brigham Young University, and I will be driving home with my son in Idaho next week. But I do have a question too. Any of you people who have kids who graduated from Heartland, my daughter didn't choose to walk because it was all virtual. And I just want a picture of her with a blue cap and gown in front of her school because that's their color. So if anyone has a blue cap and gown in your closet, please see me after.
Thank you. Now I want you to pay attention. She put 3 $1 bills in and she's getting 3 $5 bills back. You'll have to ask her how that works.
Happy.
Diane's happy.
Just happy. Thank you.
Happy, happy, happy. Happy, happy, happy. Sarah, thank you very much. Let's go on over to this table. Do we fine or do we ask for dollars from our guests or not? We're just glad you're here, sir. If you have $1, you may put it in the pot. All right. You don't have to. You don't have to.
I need change. If you could give me a 5, please. I'm happy. I'm happy about Jamie, and I'm happy that she encouraged me to swim at Trout Lake last week. This week, maybe I'll swim all the way across. Who knows?
Do you have a registered lifeguard watching you? Do not swim alone. You must swim with a swim buddy. Safety is my middle name. Go ahead, Janet.
Well, right now, this dollar right here is from Mark Jaffrey. He's in the restroom. I just wanted to let everybody know that because that's what he told me to tell people. My happy dollar is I had eye surgery on Tuesday. It went really well. Afterwards, when the numbness wore off, it wasn't so much fun, but I get to do this again in about 2 weeks. So it went well.
Pass the mic to Roger there.
You know, for those of you whose children didn't walk in high school, I can tell you that mine refused to walk from when they graduated from college. So that's after all those thousands of dollars. So.
All right, we're moving on over here. Oh, I'm sorry. I ignored our Presidente because I thought she had nothing to give, but you do.
Maybe you thought I had nothing to say. Wow. So I'm happy that Dad is here with us today. So I put in a 5, and also happy that Heather came out. We had a swing dance at the fair, at the Oakland County Fair last night, and her husband was our DJ, and he did an amazing job, and her whole family was there. We had about anywhere from 25 to 40 kids swing dancing at the pavilion. Great time. The dance project is awesome.
All right, moving over to this table. I may be the fine sheriff, but this is a fine sheriff, Michael Murphy.
So nor did I walk, but it was something about I'm not sure what that was all about, but anyways, it had nothing to do with virtual. So if you're looking for a little bit of redneck fun on Sunday, there's 6 sheriffs from around the state that will be racing at Spartan Speedway. So if you want to come out, watch a figure 8, cheer on your sheriff. I hold the trophy from a year and a half ago, by the way. So I have to retain that.
Mrs. Murphy, you have the last word after your husband. Go ahead.
He's not all that fine, but
Anything for you, Mr. Bendix Academy?
Good morning. I brought my minister, Reverend Scott Otis, because he's new to the community. I thought he could meet a lot of people here.
Morning. It's great breakfast, worth at least $1.
Now, Pastor Scott, you said you were the First United Methodist Church. Now, there are more than one First United Methodist. There's one in Howell and there's one in Brighton. I assume you're in Howell? All right, I got the right. I get $1. All right. Todd Traynor.
Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be back. So $5 for all those meetings I missed. So I was on, I know. And happy dollar, one more happy dollar. Thank you. I was on leave since last January, working on something you'll hear me speak about later.
Thank you, sir. And thank you for finding yourself. You're a fine gentleman. Appreciate it. Ramesh, what's going on?
Well, I went and watched Black Widow yesterday, so that's $1.
Marvel.
And my daughter is a new homeowner, and she's lucky that her house did not burn down. Ask me what happened later on.
what happened, Ramesh?
Well, she and her boyfriend got adventurous and started sanding and polishing the floor. So this was July 4th. So they kind of started putting stuff in the trash can. So the trash can was full of sawdust, paper towels that they used to wipe, and finally the cloth that they used to stain the floor. And half an hour after they left the house, the trash can caught fire because it self-ignited. And luckily, their neighbors saw smoke coming from the garage and called the fire people. Fire trucks came, put it off. They busted 2 doors in the house. They busted the door in the garage. They busted the door in the door to the front door. So everything is screwed shut. But that's why you have insurance, right?
Well, that word is spontaneous combustion. And this just goes to prove that when you're a dad or a father or a mother, you're never ceasing to teach your children well. You didn't know that? Now you learned. We all learned something. That's great.
High school, they would have taught you that one.
Donna, your breakfast casserole, très magnifico.
Hello, Miss Luann.
Yes, and it's worth more than $1, Donna. So thank you very much. And this is a tribute to all the first responders like this guy up here on the screen who go out and help us all have electricity during these storm days. So thank you.
Hi, I am really, really happy to be sitting here and not standing.
By the way, she is our immediate past president. We're coming over here to this table. We're going to start at this end.
Good morning. I've got 5 for the great breakfast, some for all of the guests that we have here today, and the rest is because I leave for vacation tonight.
Woo! Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to do Zoom after this. Thank you so very much.
Happy Friday. That's happy.
You got it. Hey, Deputy Dan's got some funny things to say too. Very good.
Happy you didn't knock my grandma out, and happy Friday.
And we should be fine for not having you a badge or a temporary one. Jim Waters.
Marcy and I had our grandchildren this week, so it's been fun. So we did the Henry Ford, we did Cranbrook, and we did the zoo. And I no longer have any money.
We got his last $2. I'm following instructions. Jerry Beamer, do you have anything to say for happy or fining?
Yes, I do. It's good to see everyone. And my $5 is in the mail.
Very good. Janine Dufault, how are you?
Très bien, merci. Just very happy. It's Friday. Got graduation of two 18-year-old grandsons tomorrow. High school.
Now
Looking
press the
forward to
space
that.
bar, Janine, and that'll mute you again. There you go. Okay. Julie.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to see you. Look forward to being there in person sometime soon. Jerry and I and the family are heading up north for 2 weeks on Sunday, so we're super excited.
Steve.
Good morning. Happy dollar. I'll let Luann contribute for me this morning.
Is that true? Do you have another $1 to give?
He controls the purse.
All right. All right. Yes. Deputy Dan will should contribute in your behalf on your wife's behalf. Go ahead, Michael.
I got to find myself because I have to leave, go do fire chief stuff. And then should probably find myself because we should probably do fire safety tips so we don't burn our houses.
We do have a bulletin where we can put in permanent fire safety tips if you wish, every single week.
Yeah, just happy to be here. Happy to see everybody's smiling faces and positive energy. So,
By the way, that was Jake Larizola. Is that so? Jake L. All right, Jake. He's been traveling the world lately, and ask him all about Nissan.
I'm excited to be here also, and I'm excited to go on a trip in 2 weeks.
I'm excited to be here too. And that's it for fines. Oh, what, did I miss you? I'm sorry. I went around this way instead of going that way.
I have $1 for that delightful breakfast casserole. So yummy. Today is my father's 70th birthday, so we'll be celebrating later. And 12 years married for my husband and I on Sunday.
And you, sir, you are a guest. Your name is Joel. Zachary. Where's Joel? There's Joel. Everybody knows who Joel is. Now they know who's Jake. Okay, go.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Zachary. And that's it for fines and happy dollars.
Thanks, everyone. I'd like to introduce Todd Traynor. Todd, will you come on up? Todd is a member of our club, and since he's a member of our club, he's hosting himself today.
I think that means I can begin. So Jamie said, you've got 20 minutes because we end at 8:30. Well, it looks like I've got 4 minutes. So I'll fill it because, yes, okay. So I had to take a 400 slide presentation and whittle it down, which would normally be 3 hours. So I'm going to get that down into 30 minutes. Okay, yes. So I have Rodney and Sally passing out some information for you guys that will be that you can take with you. Thank you very much. Good. Okay. The first picture of what we do. Welcome and introductions. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I'm going to cram it down into a fewer minutes. But this is how it all started. This is all started with Dad and Grandpa working with me, and I have ended up taking a shop class in high school, which we don't have a lot of in many communities anymore. So let me tell you what Bendix Academy is. Bendix Academy is a place for generations to gather, to spend time exploring the mechanical world and learning and mentoring together. Learning about tools and machinery and all that type of stuff. Our mission is to mentor students in toolmanship, career preparation, maturity by utilizing the skilled wisdom of our community's previous generations. Do you see a theme here? We're putting generations together for this, something that's been done for thousands of years, where the previous generation always taught the next generation. Continuing with our mission, though, we are encouraging students to consider a career that requires mechanical comprehension and toolmanship, such as trades or maintenance or engineering. So you'll hear a theme that it's not always about going to college. We're filling a gap that a lot of students for thousands of years used to have the ability to do something without college or advanced training. And we don't have so much of that anymore. So we are passing down the experience and legacy of using tools and machinery and building self-confidence. So this is a picture of some of our mentors from when we were running the Academy before the pandemic. I know I left some stuff out in my presentation, but we were running as the Kitty Hawk Academy before. Some of you may remember that, but we shut down in January in order to retool, split off from the museum, and run as our own 501c3. So these are the mentors we had there. I expect all of them to come back, plus many more. So here is a picture, a clip from one of our videos that I think tells a lot about what we're doing. What do you see in here that is significant? What? Old to young. Very good. That's it. The wrinkled old hands of an experienced man and passing it down to a 14-year-old boy, handing off the wrench. I think that's a really cool photo. Now, we all know what the problem is, so I am not going to spend too much time on this. We've known the problem for decades, but no one's been able to get their hands around it. And I've had some people in the industry that I talked about saying, I think you might be onto something with this toolmanship mentoring, Todd. We got a shortage of mechanical talent. There's this big push for college for people that probably aren't supposed to go to college. There's very few shop classes left anymore. The more wealthy counties have shop classes and auto classes, but many counties and school districts don't. And there's a lack of, for some reason, there's a lack of soft skills being developed in our younger generation as they become adults. Soft skills like discipline and maturity and civility, and we can go on. So we are offering toolmanship lessons. That is the core of what we do. We're an after-school program. We are not a school. We're just an after-school program. What we're doing is we are one-on-one or maybe one-on-two, kind of like what I had with Dad when I was growing up and Grandpa. I'm trying to reproduce that. It's 2 to 2.5 hours of lessons that are individually scheduled so that it can meet the needs of the student. When we did this previously, they were semester-based and they were the same night every week. And we found that there's a lot of absenteeism because life just happens and it's not a priority to come to the mentorship class. So we are now individually scheduling them. There's going to be 10 workbenches in our new facility. And there's about 100 lessons. We're not finished writing the lessons. So it could be 90, it could be 160. I mean, I keep adding things all the time to our list of things that we want to teach kids. So we're covering 1,500 topics. Wow. What I mean by that is a discrete little item that we think that we need to give to the kids. That could be a 10-second thing, or it could be a 3, 5, 10, 20-minute concept or a tool or a piece of hardware. And every time I have a conversation with a mechanic, I sometimes learn something new. And the thing that I just added last night to our 1,500 list is captive screws. Okay, that's going to be something that's going to be important to an engineer or a mechanic, as well as 1,500 other topics, including like measuring, because there's a lot of kids that have never been taught how to measure. There is no grades, there is no certification. This is just like what Dad gave me when I was growing up, an opportunity to learn how to turn wrenches. He didn't grade me. He didn't give me a certification when I graduated. That's not the intent. This is to provide that opportunity for young kids who don't otherwise have that opportunity. Yes, there are grandfathers and fathers and parents and uncles and whoever, family members, who can provide that to their young family members. but there are some families that don't have that opportunity, and we are here for that. It is time with grandpa is what we're saying here. I'm going to go through a bunch of pictures because pictures tell a lot of words here. We are one-on-one. There's Mr. Beckwith that we have here teaching one of our young students, Nolan, about riveting, and they're building their own toolbox. And here they build their own toolbox and they're able to take it home with them. We have a lot of hands-on. A lot of what we do is hands-on. I try to achieve 50% or more hands-on experience. And that is where a lot of the learning comes. I can't hardly avoid having some book work because we need that to tell them about the concepts or physical characteristics of a machine or safety and that type of stuff. Yeah, mostly hands-on. And there's Sarah drilling a hole that's going to be used for a rivet in her toolbox. These are all pictures from our previous incarnation of the Toolmanship Mentoring Program. And here is some metal forming being done by Nolan under the watchful eye of Mr. Beckwith. And that's one of the things. We insist that the students give us respect by calling us Mr. That's why my name badge says Mr. Traynor, Mr. Beckwith, and so on. A lot of it is one-on-one. We love to keep an eye on them closely, and sometimes conversations about life occur when this type of mentoring is going on. And that is one of the big principles. I mean, this is one thing that scouting has done for 100 years, right? Is offer the opportunity to look up to somebody of another generation. And not only are you learning how to lash logs together or do camping, but you're also learning about life from someone elderly that you respect. And another one of our students. And some of the pictures you'll notice in the very beginning, we didn't have uniforms. So we do like to have the students learn about uniforms, about professionalism. That's one of the things we're teaching them. We're trying to prepare them for adulthood. So you're going to have a job one of these days, and you may have to wear a uniform. So at the beginning of each lesson, we'll take a look and make sure that their uniform is in compliance. Because that is one of the things that's going to be expected. I mean, you got to understand hygiene. You got to understand coming in work on time. It's amazing that I hear from the industry that some people don't understand that. Some of the new people don't understand that you have to take showers and you can't be stinky and you can't show up late all the time. I know, it just boggles the mind. Yeah, so we happen to catch two of our mentors and students operating on two workbenches that we had back to back here. So this is really good. This is the first time they got to use a power hand drill, and they just love it. In fact, they learned what they need to in boring holes in the wood, but they like it so much because chips are flying all over the place. That's a spade drill, so you can see it's making big holes, and they just love it. You get the smell of the wood coming out and chips, flying all over the place. So we just let them have time at it. And they're also learning the coordination about how to hold the drill, what kind of pressures to put, and not fall over when it busts through the other side. And all these things are so subtle, and us mechanics just take it for granted that we know those skills, but some of these students have never had that experience. Yes, and metal drilling. Drill presses, we do use stationary equipment and power equipment. They do learn that. This is a big challenge because I know the insurance company is giving me a challenge. It's like, oh, we don't want anybody under 18 to operate anything with power. It's like, that's just crazy, because how are they going to learn? Are they going to go out into the real world to try to get a job and all they've ever used is a hammer and a screwdriver? So we are working on that. I think we'll get past it. And metal forming. So we got fabrication. So this would be for repairs and problem solving, to fix things at home or on a car, or in this case doing airplane parts, because you could see in our previous incarnation, we were in the museum and you could see airplane parts in the background. And hydraulic machinery. So this was a lesson in how to stamp parts. So this is real manufacturing, production type of stuff, giving them an idea what kind of job that they might have. It's really great because I spent hours and hours and hours and hours making those molds, and one of the kids dropped them. I said, well, if you were in the real world and you dropped that and you nicked it, Well, now you just cut out your production and the line is down until your mold maker can come back and fix it. So you may have just cost your company a lot of money. So you have to treat those things like gold. Great lesson. Great lesson. And that, of course, spawns off into other conversations, which is what mentoring is all about. And of course, state-of-the-art CNC machines. There's Zelly working on one of our shop CNC machines. We're going to have to buy a new one for our new facility because this one stays with the museum. But fortunately, that is not a lesson that is in the very beginning. That isn't until about lesson number 50 or 60. So we've got time to operate and do some fundraising before we have to buy one of those expensive machines. This is going to be a very expensive endeavor, and you'll learn more about that in a minute. I have to choke up on the mic a little bit more. Honor and respect is something very big for us. We do a lot of flag codes, folding of the flag. We start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I know you guys all appreciate that because we do it here. So that is one of the things that we try to teach about the history of America and why we should be grateful for where we are now. There is a big demand for this. In the last 18 months, as I sought people from the industry and small mechanics and all that about their ideas on things, they said they can't wait. We all know the problem. The government hasn't been able to get their hands around this, so it is up to us. The goal, the long-term goal here is that, and what I spent my last 18 months doing, is making this totally repeatable. So all the lessons are very hands-on rich and repeatable and could do the same thing. Someone suggested we bring in their broken lawnmower and fix it. I said, that's a great idea, but once we fix it, we have to break it again because we want every student to be able to experience it. And I'll give you one example since I actually have a couple minutes. Down in the problem-solving exercise at about lesson 20, we bring in a KitchenAid mixer. What? This isn't a cooking class. But the KitchenAid mixer is broken, okay? So they have to problem solve it. They plug it in and turn it on and it makes a noise, okay? So you know that it's got power, so that's not the problem, right? It makes a noise. How many of you have KitchenAid mixers, right? Okay, right. So then it makes noise, but nothing turns. What's wrong with it? So they, what they have to do is they have to take it apart and figure out what's wrong. And they find out that one of the gears, and they've had a lesson on gears, they've had a lesson on all the things that it takes to take the pins out and the screws and latches and all that type of stuff. And they discover that there's a gear in there that all the teeth are stripped on it. Okay, so how are you going to fix this? Oh, well, we'll just throw it away, right? Buy a new one. No, well, you don't throw the whole mixer away. So then we teach them how to, because they've been taught in parts breakdown diagrams, stuff like that. So they are taught how to go online and put in the model number and find a parts breakdown and figure out what that part is that needs to be replaced. And then say, how would you order it? Well, we're at MrAppliance.com. So I can order it here. It looks like it's going to be $12 plus $12 shipping. Okay, so let's just pretend, student, that we just bought it and Amazon just delivered it and here it is. Okay, so we've just fast forwarded 3 days. Let's fix it. So they then fix it, put it back together and run it and have the fantastic satisfaction of having fixed something. Now they have to tear it apart, put the bad gear back in, give me the new gear and I'll hide it in the tub again, lesson tub, so that the student tomorrow can have the same experience. We do a lot of that. And the whole reason why we want to make these lessons repeatable is that the goal is every community that wants to have a Bendix Academy toolmanship mentoring program can have one. And we know that there are some communities that need it way more than others, especially urban centers and inner cities. Question, Janet? Yes. Everything is done online and they will be able to take a transcript is what I'm calling it, but there's, yeah, a list. So there is no grade. So what we do is we do say that they had satisfactory results in their lesson. They were there, they paid attention, they engaged, and they seemed to understand the concepts that were being presented to them. That's a pretty light hurdle to clear, okay? And the reason why we're not giving grades is that we anticipate that there's going to be a lot of students who are going to barely be able to, they're not good at academics, or they come from a very troubled background, or whatever the issue is, and that we don't want to put the pressure on them that they got to achieve grades, they got to achieve this performance, you know, that type of stuff. So we're just exposing them to this, like Dad did, like Grandpa did. What I'd like to do is pause right now and play a video. Okay, so let me. Okay. The Bendix Academy is a youth mentorship program where we teach students as young as 12 years old how to become mechanically inclined and how to use tools. We call this toolmanship. Toolmanship is the art and skill of using tools and machinery and becoming mechanically inclined. We at Bendix Academy believe that every student should be offered a chance to learn how to use tools. The mission of the Bendix Academy is to get students prepared for a career that requires mechanical abilities, whether that's the trades or engineering or a job as a mechanic or a maintenance person somewhere. It requires a mechanical comprehension and an understanding of the physical world. What drove me to start the mentorship program to teach toolmanship was actually quite humble and quite simple. 3 years ago, when we were working on restoring airplanes in the museum, we just brought in young students to work with us in it. And it just grew. And soon we were teaching students who didn't know anything about tools how to use tools, and quickly realized that this was a very popular program. What we discovered with the toolmanship program is that we are building self-confidence in these students. I didn't expect that. I thought at first we were just teaching them tools, but we realized that there's a lot of students coming from many different backgrounds. And what we learned is that mastering the tools somehow gave them a big boost of confidence. And I've got several examples of students who were shy or perhaps not very sociable with the students their own age, and now they have blossomed and they have tremendous confidence. The Bendix Academy is also great for mentors, because when a mentor, most of them retired, what do they do with 4 decades of experience? So now they love the experience to be able to pass that knowledge and that skill down to the next generation. We need Bendix Academy because there is a shortage of young adults entering into the trades and mechanical careers. So Bendix Academy is preparing them and helping fill the gap that is present in the trades, mechanical careers. So what we're asking for in our nonprofit toolmanship program is for mentors. We need mentor volunteers, and we need administrative volunteers, and we need funding. This will always be a charity in that we are helping the community students, and we're also helping the community industries in placing future talent, because we're starting them as young as 12 years old to learn how to use tools, become familiar with what the industry needs, and then eventually have a satisfying career in one of those jobs. Okay, so back to the presentation. I was going to give a shout out to O&A. That's Jake and Priscilla made that video. That was very good. Yeah. We did not, because we don't necessarily know the reason to that. In fact, I have to go in and grind the teeth off the gears in order to, because what I do is we're going to be buying many mixers. So this is the whole thing about making it repeatable. So every Bendix Academy that goes in any community that wants it will get 1, 2, 3, or 4 mixers, go in there and chop off the gears. It is a plastic gear. I believe it is meant to be, that's the part that fails that is replaceable so that it doesn't do any other types of harm or cause the motor to stop and burn up and cause a fire. Okay. Okay, so typical lessons. I'm going to now, in the interest of time, I'm going to move forward. These are just lists of some of the things. It's an eye chart, but this is some of the stuff that we're teaching. This is some of the 1500. Okay, and this is where we think we want to go into, unless a better opportunity comes up. This is across the street from Harbor Freight. Interesting that that's my landmark. And it's next to the old Carsons, next to Dunham's. This is where we'd like to go in because it's 9,000 square feet and it's open space, and I think and a lot of parking. So I have an architect who has architected the whole build out in the building. And then I've got some other volunteers that have been starting to fill it with some of our stuff. So this is an artist rendition. It's not done yet. You guys have seen the sneak preview. We've got a lot more stuff to put in here. It just takes a long time to draw the stuff up. But there's the 10 workbenches. And then that's our what we call our mentor workbench, where we do things for fabricating and fixing some of our equipment and all that. And all the tools aren't on there yet. And there's engines on the top row there of the shelf, so we have a lot of storage. This is a typical workstation here, which is a stool, a bench with a vise, a toolbox, and 2 or 6 stools, depending on whether we have 1 mentor, 2 mentors, 3 mentors, and 1, 2, or 3 students. We try to keep the ratio at 1 to 1, but it might be 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 if necessary. In order to operate this program, it's going to be very expensive and requires $80 per lesson fee, which is too steep for many families. So we have created the scholarship fund so that anybody, any business, any foundation that wants to help out a student pay for some of their lessons through financial assistance, we have this fund that we will manage and give to the students when they apply or their family needs it. And so they can be reimbursed by 20, 40, 60, or 80, which is the entire amount. The plan is to start fundraising right away. We'll start Toolmanship Light this fall, which is not going to be in the permanent location because we have to get permits and build out the facility. Then we'd like to start in the permanent facility in 2022, spend 2 years building a solid foundation. If any of you know, I'm an engineer, I'm very anal, I'm very specific about things. I think I can make a repeatable process here so that we can cookie cutter this in many other places. What I like to do is have my one of my mentors, Rodney Beckwith, come up and speak. So it's not just my voice. You're going to be able to hear what Rodney's experience, Mr. Beckwith's experience.
Hello. One of the things we're going to mention is I have a background in Boy Scouts and this mentoring, but the one thing I want to say is we're helping create leaders for tomorrow. In both the BSA and the Bendix Youth Learn respect, value of leaders, mentors, teaching unlimited skill, learning the value of helping others. What do we think about toolmanship? First thing in mind is we learning of tools and how we can use them in our everyday life. But we also are presenting an example of our seniors teaching. Todd talks about mentors. There are many adults, both men and women, just want to be able to contribute the skills they have learned during their life in helping youth be excited. One young lady, it was in these pictures here, she didn't know what she was going to be doing or what she wanted to be doing in going to school. Within 2 years, she just finished her first year at Michigan State in mechanical engineering. So you can imagine how excited these youth are when they really find a place in life that they're having fun doing. And doing, just like scouting, they're doing many things that other youth don't even have an opportunity to do at all. Our class might run a little late and parents come and they're sitting there watching the students. The parents are saying, what about us? One of my questions is why you think Bendix will succeed in impacting the community. Our program creates confidence in the student. We provide the hands-on skill training method. Our curriculum has fully printed steps. It presents with a short lecture and a hands-on ability in a one-on-one and one-on-two opportunity.
So I'm going to take one more minute, Jamie. There's so much. I thought I had to. So we'll play another video. This is the last video, 1 minute. In the handout, there's a contact card. If you believe in what we're doing and want to be on our list to get announcements and notifications and requests, please fill it out and leave it on the table and I will pick them up. So, and if you have any ideas for fundraising, let me know. Thank you, everybody.
Mr. Traynor has a last name that we call an aptonym because he is a trainer. It works out there. Mike's last name isn't Sheriff, but Murphy's long line of good Irish cops. We have $95 in the pot total. Would anyone like to make it an even 100 with the $5? Ah, very good, sir. Very good. Pass that along to him and grab his $5. All right, we have $100 in here, so half of 100 is. And what did we have last time? 100 and something? So 178 plus 50 is what? 228, 228. All right, we got 228 and 50. I think I'm feeling lucky. I bought one. Pastor, I know you bought some, but I trust you. Will you please draw the first ticket, please? And read the last three. Oh, you got to get your glasses on. Read the last three digits.
556.
That's 556. Who is 556? Pastor, I cannot select from this pile. Will you select from that pile for me? We're looking for the ace of hearts. Ace of hearts. Yeah, he drew my number, but I can't draw the card because I know the cards. Go ahead, reveal. It's a 4 of clubs. It's not. So I'm going to select another number here. Please tear that up and tear this one up. And throw it away. Thank you. 538. 538. Ah, Ramesh. Come up here. Come on down. Grab it. Grab one. I trust you. Anyone you want. Oh, it's a 7 of hearts. That's no good. Go ahead and select another one for the last draw. Number? 501. 501. All right, Penny the treasurer. Come. Run. We're trying to get done. Come get. I know, me too. I can't get up when I'm sitting too long. Grab one. Nope, it does not. It's an 8 of clubs. So the pot rolls over. Thank you very much.
All right, one more moment. Todd Traynor.
This is from 2 people. A mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside yourself. Oprah Winfrey. And I do this for the generation that's coming behind me. Scott waves. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, our next program next Friday is going to be given by Liz Welch from the Livingston County United Way. She will share about Alice, which is the asset limited income constrained employed. Please rise for the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, and do, first, second,
Is it fair to all?
third, fourth. Meeting adjourned.